Hello faithful viewers, welcome back to another review, and we are back at it again with a classic Seeker. This time the guy that we are looking at is Dirge, a guy who dies a lot in Transformers media. Dirge here, like Ramjet and like Thrust, transforms into a modified F-15 Eagle, and yes, it is once again a very nice colour scheme and paint job that he's got going on here. His primary colour is this nice shade of blue, and it is accented by a lovely set of gold wings here with nice stickered Decepticon symbols on top and some lovely red and white stripes running along the fuselage just like that. There are some black highlights here and there also just to help that blue pop a little bit more. He has a clear cockpit in which is moulded a seat, but yeah, you might not be able to just see it just there. And then if you flip him to the underside, as always, it is fairly obvious with a classic Seeker as to what goes where. Those would be the legs, they're the feet, with fake wheels sculpted on there that do not roll. He does have the landing gear right there also. In his breast, they do not roll either. And you can see that he has visible head syndrome. But all in all, it is once again a very wonderful looking vehicle mode. And just as always, the null rays can fire. I'm just going to disconnect this one for ease of access. The button is this one here, and just like this. There we go, and it's a powerful enough spring to serve its job. Starting for transformation, we're going to disconnect the null rays for a start, so I've done this one already, so let's just rip this one off like so, just like that, and then we're going to fold in the landing gear like this, voila. And then it's really no different to any other classic Seeker that we have explored so far. It's very similar to Ramjet as well. So let's just pull the legs out like that, come to the feet and just split the legs and fold the feetums down just like that. Now the main difference is we're not really going to do anything spectacular with these wings. We can't angle them back. We just have to leave them like that. And then if we take these golden bits right here, we're just going to double hinge them up like so, and fold them round like so. This one is a little bit floppy, I'm just noticing right now. And then with the rest of the jet like this, we're just going to open that up as per normal. We're going to open up the arms and get them out there. We're going to take the nose cone, we're just going to disconnect it right there, rotate it round. We're going to rotate the tip of the jet round just like this, and then we're going to double hinge it back into his torso just like that. Close up the torso and then make sure they're in properly. Rotate out the hands from the arms like that, and I'm hoping the other one is going to be just as easy like that. And then I'm just wondering to myself actually what the best position for all these bits are, because I'm not actually entirely sure. Bear with me, I'm actually just going to research this. Looks like it should be up. So if we take this one here and let's just try and spin it back round like so. Apparently that's the right way to do it. I suppose at the end of the day it is kind of personal preference. You've got all of these strange things that you can do with these hinges, but just make sure they are double hinged up just like that. And then finally reconnect the null rays for the final touch. And so that is Dirge in a very recognisable robot mode. And there isn't a great deal to say about this figure that we haven't really said already with regards to Coneheads. See Ramjet's review, for example. But he just still retains this really nice blue and black colour scheme. There is more black in this robot mode now, which just pops the blue even more. It's a very nice combination of colours that we've got going on here. And then the head sculpt, it is a little bit plain, it is nice and grey, unlike Ramjet's, which was much more darker, almost black, but still I can understand why they've gone for a lighter grey here, because he is surrounded by darker colours, so you just need that lighter shade just to help it stand out a little bit more. But he's still spitting with detail. You've got a nice stickered purple Decepticon logo there, gold accents on the shoulders, very nice silver spots on his torso, little bits of red there, and some nice red on the top of his feet, just like that. Now, one main difference between Dirge here and Ramjet, despite them both having their wings on their legs, Ramjet's were quite articulated, Dirge's aren't. They're just kind of static, so you don't have the availability of options that you did with Ramjet here on Dirge, unfortunately. So that is, I suppose, a little bit of a negative. Ramjet just has a little bit more playability in comparison to Dirge here. In terms of articulation, Dirge is really no different from Ramjet other than those wings, so his head can only turn that far and that far, you know, fully sealed like this. If it were out like that, then you'd have a full range of articulation, but as it is, he can only move his head so far either way. His arms are capable of spinning all the way around if they were not hindered by those wings. Otherwise, you get about that far up and really only that far back. These pop out all the time as per usual. So the arms can also spread about that far like that. There is no other rotation. There's a little bit of swivel inward and out like that, and then the fists can rotate in for transformation purposes. There is no ab crunch of any kind, and there is no waist articulation of any kind. He has an average forward kick. He has a realistic back kick, and that's to say there isn't really anything there at all. He has a very good spread. Well, okay, I say a very good spread. It's a decent spread. Let's just say decent. In terms of a knee bend, there is a 90-degree bend just like that. And in terms of the feet, there's no side-to-side pivot, but there is just up and down, primarily for transformation. Basic articulation, as we've said before, it's not spectacular. For the time, it's fine. For the mold, it's fine. It is what it is. For comparisons then, here is Dirge with classic Starscream, here he is with Acid Storm, and here he is with Ramjet, who I would say is just slightly better of a figure, only because of his wings that you can do extra stuff with. And then finally, here's Mysterio for the final comparison. And so that's been our look at Dirge. Once again, it is a very solid classic Seeker mold. There isn't a lot of difference between him and his peers. He just doesn't have those articulated wings, which I miss. Thank goodness Ramjet has them, because they are a lot of fun. He is bristling with colour and personality once again, and I have once again no trouble recommending him, as I do with all of the other classic Seekers. It is a timeless mould, and I think that any Transformers fan at some point does need to have at least one of these guys in their collection. Doesn't matter which, they're all as good as each other, to be honest. Apart from, you know, the obvious wing thing that I've just complimented Ramjet 1,000 times for. But still, that's not to knock Dirge too far. He's a lot of fun in his own right, so definitely I recommend him. Thank you everybody so much for stopping by and checking out this very quick review, hopefully, because I've covered a lot of these same points before. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video around to help out the channel. And until the next time, see you all later.